Hey, what's up, YouTube? So we got several questions over the last week over our last video. If you haven't already tuned to our channel before, my name is Adam. My wife is Christina. We do a lot of videos about coming up to this beautiful state of Alaska, driving through Canada, through all the communist stuff, and we give a lot of tips of coming through. And we also love to do Mexico videos, which is something we hope to bring more of eventually. That's actually our ultimate goal. But right now we're getting a lot of focus on Canada, so we hope we can help people get up here. So we had a lot of questions, and what we're going to do is read the questions and give some answers. But first, we're going to bring you on a cool motorcycle ride with us. So vamonos. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, and please hit the like button. Thank you. We got to get a GoPro for the motorcycle. Christina and I are going over to Eureka, Alaska for some dinner tonight on the old Yamaha FJR 1300. Should be a fun little ride out there. Weather's supposed to be pretty nice, almost 80 degrees right now in Alaska. I'm doing the unthinkable. You should dress for the slide, not the ride, but I want to get some sun on my legs, so I'm risking it, but not what I promote. Looking forward to taking you guys out there. Hope you enjoy it. We're going to answer some questions at the end of this video. All right, stay tuned. What do you think, Christina? The wind sucks, huh?
It's really pretty windy.
So it's been beautiful.
It's
been beautiful all day, right? We decided to take a ride. It's crazy. And then we got our Biden gas prices at, what is it, $5.24 a gallon. Thank God we're on a motorcycle. We filled up for $7, only because we didn't need much. You ready to, let's go to Eureka? All right, let's go, vamonos. So we need a gull wing. We made it to the glacier lookout, and we're wore out. And the weather keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. The shorts was not a good idea, was it?
No, I don't know why you did that. I told you.
It's been beautiful for the last, what, 15, 16, probably even 30 days. We ain't had rain in almost a month. And we get on the motorcycle, let's have a nice little ride. We're going to go have a nice dinner, and it sucks. The weather's
still have a good nice dinner, though. There is a pizza place there.
Yeah, that's right. It's looking more like we're not going to make Eureka. But this is our view. Look at that.
The closest you can get to the glacier.
That's Matanuska Glacier. Yeah. Christina, what do you think?
I think this is today. It's a planned day, but it's not as it's planned.
In Alaska, you have to plan for the unplanned.
Right.
Because nothing ever goes as planned, right?
So if you don't like the weather, like it's too hot, just wait 5 more minutes and then it'll change completely, totally like a fall. Like right now, it's
It
really
will.
cold.
This is a beautiful place that we're at. That's the Matanuska Glacier.
I love that. It looks beautiful.
It does look beautiful. As you can see, the glacier is just absolutely beautiful in the background. We love coming here. It's right off the Glen Highway, so you'd pass it if you were driving to Anchorage or Palmer from the lower 48. And I try to get us a little bit of a close-up just using the iPhone, but man, the glacier is just really, really beautiful. Needless to say, my beautiful wife won. We didn't continue to the lodge due to the weather, so now it's off to get a cool $50 pizza. But it was incredible. It was really good. Well, we didn't make it to Eureka. We're having pizza. It's pretty out here though, isn't it, Christina?
It is pretty. It's peaceful and not a lot of people.
No. Little girl's got her pizza.
Yeah, it's good.
It does look good. It definitely does. How are you enjoying the motorcycle ride?
Not really good. No, it's cold.
Christina, what did you just say about wearing the helmet? You like it because I talk a lot, and you said you were doing what?
I'm taking a break from. Yeah, look at that! Look at how beautiful this is. Oh, look. Yeah, this is okay.
She likes. I told her I need to get the Bluetooth for the helmet. She's like, oh no, I don't mind. I guess that means I talk too much.
I tell you a story about me and you. Out on the water, surrounded by the blue. They scream that only I'll be saved. They toss off the line, but I just let it float away. Yeah, I let it float away. I let it float away. I let let it float away, float away, float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away.
Say something. I have a video here.
Yeah. Really enjoying the ride. Water's pretty. It's nice.
And then you're not gonna like what you said because I'm gonna show it to you. So be normal.
Be normal. All right. I'm having a good time. It's a beautiful day. We had some nice $41 pizza.
Yeah, the most expensive pizza of
It
the
was
month.
good, though.
It was great
was
because
great.
it was what? Well, how did it make it? And not in the regular oven, because it was a great flavor.
Yeah, it had an awesome flavor. I think they cooked it in one of those pizza ovens. One of those
Wood.
wood pizza ovens. It was
Yeah,
good.
it was really good.
41 bucks. But beautiful ride. We're having a good time.
Well, the most important thing is we are together,
And
and
God's
that is
creation.
priceless.
And God's creation, right?
Amen.
That is verdad.
Verdad. I want to show you around. It's beautiful.
There isn't any more to say. If you're not with me, I'd rather not be saved. There's no decision to be made. If you're not with me, I'll just let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away.
So the water's not that pretty coming off the glacier. It's kind of got mud in it. Where are you going, Christina? Be careful. It's a little campground along our day. First thing you want to do when you come to Alaska is get 100% DEET. That other off crap don't work. You want to make sure it's 100% DEET. These mosquitoes are different than whatever you got back home, I promise you. They can stand flat-footed and look out at a German Shepherd. Do you agree with that, Christina?
Just they're special. They are from Alaska.
They're very special.
Yeah, they're big.
They are huge. So
Yeah.
anyway, we're out riding our motorcycle today. We showed you some beautiful videos of. We plan on going to Eureka, which is a beautiful lodge that you'll pass by if you're driving here. However, it just the weather was horrible. It was raining, and Christina don't have the right gear, and it was just we were uncomfortable, and it was windy. So we turned around and had an amazing pizza at this little hole in the wall for $41. By the way, it's pretty high, but it was good stuff. I think it was cooked wood grill.
Yeah, because this pizza, it's what do you call that? Oh, because we have pizza in with the boys in Palmer, which is half the price. That's why we said it's expensive.
Yeah, the boys do a good job.
The boys, yeah.
If you're ever in Palmer, it's Pizza
Bob, isn't it?
Athena.
Athena.
Yeah. So, Mike had a lot of good questions. We figured we'd run through and answer these questions instead of just emailing it one by one. I bet a lot of people have the same questions. So Mike says, my family is planning a road trip from California to Alaska in mid-July. First time to Alaska. We're all vaccinated with 3 shots of Pfizer. We'll fill out the arrive can. We're planning a long route. We only have 3 weeks for the road trip. We have a few questions and how you can give me some answers or some advice. Question number 1, can we enter Canada at the border of Carway, or do we have to use the Couts in Montana? So Mike, I only tell people to go to Couts in Montana. Chingado. Only to if you know Spanish, you'll know why. We're in a campground shooting this video, Mike. I apologize for that. So I only tell people to go there that are unvaccinated, that are moving up here, they have special circumstances. It seems to be they're way more common sense and willing to work with people. You guys all 3 have got all 3 of your shots. I think you only have to have 2 anyway. You guys are more than covered. You'll have a great time. It won't be any holdups. You're probably through the border in no time. It says, number 2 says, we'll stay 6 nights in Canada. Should we use the first hotel as my COVID hotel? So I don't really understand the question 100%. Just to clarify, the app's going to have you put an address down, put it down, whatever hotel you want. No one's going to check that. The app's just going to require, in the event that you were to come down with COVID-19 while in Canada, wherever you quarantine, just choose the first one. Just know you don't have to quarantine, okay? Number 3, we're going to the top of the world highway and exit Canada at the border of Little Gold Creek border. We'll be there any problem. I would love to go up there. I hear it's a beautiful motorcycle ride. I need to get a Gold Wings before I go up that far. My wife is getting tired of riding on this old FJR, I think. So, to answer your question, Mike, from my understanding, that border crossing's been closed the last 2 years. I don't know about this year. That'll be something you ought to do some research on and let me know what you come up with. I'll try to do some research in the next couple of days and get back to you on that. I've mainly talked to people moving here. I rarely talk to people. I've only talked to one other lady that's on vacation, so I can't honestly answer that. I look forward to hearing about that. And then it says we will stay. Number 4 says we'll stay 3 nights in Anchorage and 1 night in Fairbanks. Short stay. What is your must-see to do in those 2 wonderful cities? Well, to be quite honest with you, I don't know what you want to do in Fairbanks. Fairbanks will probably be a letdown. The first thing we did when we got here, we looked at the map. We saw Fairbanks was north. We thought, oh, it's got to be the prettiest city. The very first time Christine and I came to Alaska, we came with my dad. We went to Fairbanks, and it was kind of a letdown, to be honest with you. Fairbanks is cool when you get to know it, but it's one of those places that's kind of got to grow on you. It's really flat. It's not mountainous. You're not far from the mountains, but it's not in the mountains. It's kind of a deserty type feel. It's like an Arctic desert is what it is, so it's dry. That part's good, especially in the winter. But that place comes alive in the winter. In the summer, I was just there a couple of days ago. There's not a lot to do, to be quite honest with you. I think Fairbanks might let you down a little bit. You've got the Santa Claus house. I think the Dalton Highway's cool. I would love to take the Dalton Highway like on an adventure bike, but you're not going to have time to do that for one night. There's some cool things there, but I think you might be let down with Fairbanks. As far as Anchorage goes, I wouldn't stay 3 nights in Anchorage. It's like staying 3 nights in Los Angeles or 3 nights in Atlanta or 3 nights in Chicago with the exact same crime rate, the exact same homeless people. It's kind of a cesspool, to be quite honest with you. The airport's beautiful, but other than that, I haven't lost anything in Anchorage. I hate going there, but I have to go there 5 days a week, and so does Christina. That's the reason why we drive 1 hour every day, well, 2 round trip, is to avoid Anchorage. So I definitely would not spend 3 nights in Anchorage. Do you agree with that assessment, Christina?
Yes, I do.
I would look at Valdez. If I were you driving up, I would go to Valdez first. Or either do Valdez first or last. I would skip Fairbanks personally, unless there's just something drawing you there. And that would, to be honest, that would be a pretty drive all the way up to Fairbanks and then back down to Anchorage. So that would be a pretty drive. So I'm not saying skip it necessarily. Definitely look at Homer. Look at Kenai. Seward's okay. Whittier's really cool. You go through a really cool tunnel getting to Whittier. Google these places. We live in Palmer. I like Palmer. I would rather make Palmer my home base instead of Anchorage if I had to stay in that area. Well, that's what we do. That's what we did, I guess. I would look at that, but I would definitely look at Homer. That's just somewhere that's just amazing. And then when you leave, go to Valdez. Valdez is amazing. I would recommend the drive to Valdez from Palmer to Valdez is just absolutely one of the absolute most fabulous drives you'll ever do. Tons of waterfalls, glaciers. The glacier, what you've seen in the video today is like we're going towards Valdez, so I would recommend that. Do not stay 3 nights in Anchorage is my advice. There's nothing extravagant about that city at all. It looks good on paper. That's about it. Number 5, heading back, we'll enter Canada at the border of Beaver Creek. You'll like to cross. There's only one highway, the Alaska Canadian Highway. You'll come through Beaver Creek leaving, and you'll go back through it. They're the strictest, but you guys are all 3 vaccinated, so it'll be super easy. It says we'll exit Canada at the border of Peace Arch Point into Washington. Given that I'm using 4 point of entries, will there be a problem? Absolutely not. You're a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, obviously, so you won't have any trouble with the United States, and then you're vaccinated, so you won't have any trouble with Canada, so you'll be fine. Christine and I have crossed in and out of Mexico like several times in a week. When we used to live in San Diego, it was all the time. So, given the number 8, I'm planning to use a rental mid-size SUV RAV4 or a Camry. Will it be acceptable for the drive? Absolutely. That right there would be acceptable for the drive in the summertime. You're going to be fine. No problems whatsoever. And that is it. Thank you so much for your time. Mike, I hope that answered all your questions. I look forward to hearing from you. And let's see.
And I want to say goodbye.
You going to say goodbye?
Hi,
There's
goodbye.
Beautiful cameraman.
Just behind the scenes.
That's behind the scenes. You know what? Behind every successful man is a good woman, right? All right. I hope that answered. We got a couple more. So Patrick says, any idea about Canadian requirements traveling with dogs? Yes, I looked into that for you, Patrick. And the answer is they just have to be up to date on the rabies shots, and there won't be any problems at all. Like I said, a lot of people I've talked to travel with dogs, never heard of one issue. They don't have to be COVID vaccinated. Not yet. I'm sure that crazy president they have will come up with that next.
Not yet.
That guy comes up with all kind of stuff. Canada is now going to need the dogs to be vaccinated. I can hear him now. We must get them vaccinated. I hate that prime minister. Jason Cooper says, have you heard if there are any problems with crossing, owning a home with vehicles registered in Alaska but having a California driver's license? We sold our home in California and bought a place in Alaska. I think as far as the vehicle registration won't be a problem. I used to buy and sell vehicles, and they'd have all kind of plates from wherever I bought them, Washington, Idaho. I've never even been questioned about the plates. They won't question the plates, not having the Alaska driver's license. If you're unvaccinated, just make sure you can prove what you did with your place in the lower 48, and make sure you can prove your ownership and that you're truly coming up here. If they think it's a summer home and you're unvaccinated, they're going to turn you around 50-50. They may not. So I hope that answers that. That's all the questions I have for now, but I had so many I figured I would just do a quick video, show this beautiful Friday that Christina and I got to take. And yeah, if you have any more questions, let us know. You want to add anything, Christina?
No.
All right, estamos en contacto, right? Hasta luego. Hey Mike, real quick, this is 2 days after I shot the original video that I said that Anchorage is a cesspool. Before I put all this together, I thought I'd better explain better. For example, we ran into some people just a minute ago out here hiking from Louisville, Kentucky. And they said that everyone told them, whatever you do, fly into Anchorage and get the heck out of there. Don't stay in Anchorage because it's just like any other big city. So they'd heard the same thing. So I feel like I'm giving you good advice, but then on the other hand, I want to break down Alaska's so different than the lower 48. So I'm going to use San Diego, for example. So in San Diego, you have the city of San Diego, and then everything on the outskirts of the city limits is San Diego County. Well, Alaska's so weird, it's so different. So Anchorage is not just the city itself. The city, the municipality of Anchorage, they call it the Muni, the municipality of Anchorage is huge. It comes all the way out to almost Palmer. So most of our friends, so you can find some really nice places to live in Anchorage. The cost of living there is actually very high. And you can find some really cool places to live in Anchorage. Anchorage has got a lot to offer. For tourism, it's not Alaska. So like for example, one of the guys I work with, he always says he lives in Anchorage because he works at the Anchorage airport, and his wife works in Anchorage. He's like, but he said Alaska, he said this last week, he's like, Alaska don't start until you get out of Anchorage. And that's a lot of truth to that, because Anchorage is like any other big city. So the downtown's got, homeless people everywhere. They got a huge homeless problem. They got prostitution, drugs out the yin yang. It's not a safe place. A lot of car break-ins. The crime's really, really high. It's not a safe place at all. I mean, I did Uber on the side, and I had a lady from Colombia that lived in Bogota, and she thought Anchorage was more dangerous than Bogota. So she felt unsafe walking. So I'm saying that to say, if you're coming to Alaska to get the true outdoor experience, and you definitely are if you're driving this far, I do not recommend, I wouldn't base one night in Anchorage personally. Now, Anchorage does have a lot to offer. It's a good place, but if you're coming for the Alaska experience, I would highly recommend like Valdez, Homer, Seward, Whittier, cool places you could go. Fairbanks has got its own cool stuff. Go to Fairbanks. There's a lot of cool places. Denali, Cantwell's really, really nice. There's a lot of beautiful places around here. But Anchorage is just not, bugs are eating me up. Anchorage is just not what you're expecting, I can promise you. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So all of Anchorage is not a cesspool. I meant by the downtown part. And there's a lot of cool restaurants downtown and stuff. But it's like being in downtown San Diego or downtown LA. You're gonna walk past some, look at the plane more, see if you can get it. See if you can get the airplane. Is that Jeff? It looked like Jeff, didn't it? Did that look like Jeff's plane to you? It looked like Jeff's. Yeah, I think that is Jeff's plane. I think it's our friend's plane. So anyway, I hope that made sense. I wanted to clarify, most of our friends live in Anchorage. I don't want to say their house is in a cesspool. And most of our viewers that come up here, they're moving to Anchorage because they're moving here for a job. And we're spending, especially with these gas prices lately here, we're spending a ton of money in gas. So we're probably the fools to live an hour outside of the city of Anchorage. So anyway, I'm just saying that to say, if you're on vacation, I don't recommend basing everything around Anchorage. Most people in Anchorage have a cabin elsewhere because they want to get the heck out of the city. On Fridays, it's just bumper to bumper leaving the city, people going out of town for the weekend. So even the locals don't stay to enjoy the city of Anchorage even on the weekend. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope I clarified that, and I hope I answered all your questions. And I look forward to hearing about your trip, and I look forward to seeing videos and pictures. All right, thank you so much.